Alright, it's been a little while since I did a video, so here we are. Got my sidekick here. Kiki! Hey, Kiki! Psst. Say hello! Cats do what they'll do. They're very hard to train. Cats are very hard to train. So a lot of these guys, I started this video right now because the Mandela effect has changed me. Alright? The Mandela effect has altered the way that I look at things. I'm extremely optimistic right now. I may be still what the normies would call aggressive. But I'm making headway. And so I thought, you know what, I better drop some fucking names. Because I could tell when I dropped these names, somehow the ether allowed them to know, and they know that I dropped their names. So I'm going to drop some names right now. So there's Karen B. Okay, to start off, over on Rockfin, Rokfin, as well as apparently on YouTube. And Brian S. Staverly, I believe is his last name. And so he's into the Mandela effect and flat earth. Karen B. Flat earther. A lot of these guys, I don't want to speak for them, but primarily they are people that have discovered that the globe theory does not work. It doesn't work. So Karen B is a flat earther. Other than that, I don't have any take on her. As far as my insight and intuition, she's a very interesting person. She's fascinating. I'll say it. I think she is... I don't want you to take this the wrong way, Karen, but I think you're a little bit on the dark side, which is fantastic. We're going to need people that can see the dark side. So if she wants to be one of us, then she can. All she has to do is renounce her allegiance to the dark side. Karen B, we got Martin Ledke, we got UAP, which is underappreciated physicist, I believe is the term UAP stands for. Anyway, it's a buddy named Doug. He does his fucking rants, calls it like he sees it, and I love him for it. I don't see everything the way he sees it, but he calls it the way he sees it. So we got Jeff Berwick, who's a crypto guy, but he's super anti-COVIDs. He showed me some shit involving... Anyways, Frederick Gates was the one responsible for the vaccine program in the Spanish flu. Now, the Spanish flu, first of all, didn't start in Spain, so why they called it the Spanish flu, they should have called it the American flu, because it started in the United States. This is a fucking fact, okay? The Spanish flu itself is a factor that happened in the United States of America. And the majority of the people seem to have died from bacterial infection. Again, Frederick Gates was responsible for the vaccination program. He was the lead doctor, if I understand correctly, in the Spanish flu. And now we have Bill Gates, unarguably the premier investor, the primary investor into the fucking vaccine industry, especially in regards to COVIDs, is who? Bill Gates. Brian S. Staverly is on a different path. He's not like you and me. Not even close. He's a very focused individual, and right now he's focused himself on the Mandela effect. After studying fucking the World Trade Center and all the shit that went down with that, and so he has theories that have basically kicked him, like not kicked him out of that community because he's too strong to ever fucking go away. He's like me, he's like a fucking plague in their fucking plans. Okay? This guy, he is investigating the Mandela effect and the ramifications of his research are fundamental to the future of mankind. It's impossible in a 1 hour or 2 hour video to lift the veil from your eyes. It's impossible. Unless you want to see. If you want to see and you've already had some life experiences, then the veil comes off like a fucking, like a wet blanket. It's just right off. And you see everything for what the fuck it really is. So we got Martin Ledke investigating the last 400 years. And he limits himself to around about the 600 year mark. Not necessarily, but my point is this, is he's researching books and illustrations from less than 400 years ago. Never mind thousands of years ago, separate civilizations. I'm talking about your civilization right now, beginning, as far as we can tell, in the 1850s, when we began to occupy these cities in North America. Me and my mom had an interesting discussion last night, and so she took basically the position of the narrative, and so she was saying, yeah, like these Indians, you know, they're nomads, they live, they follow the prey, they go along, they follow the hunting grounds, blah, blah, blah. I said, what kind of fucking people have no home? What? Like, I understand because I'm literally 1/8 Inuit, which means, okay, my grandmother was a half-blood. So my grandmother on my father's side was a half-blood. It makes my father a quarter-blood, which makes me an eighth blood, if you will. Far enough down the line, but close enough to a 100% match that I qualify for status as an Inuit. Do I have my card? No. Because my family doesn't like me. So I think it's irony in the fact that all the shit going on about oppression and whatnot, and I'm as white as fucking what, like I got red beard, I'm fucking white as fuck. And I'm 1/8 Inuit. So if YouTube, if you want to delete this video and show everybody your racism against fucking Inuit people, feel free to delete this video. But know that I'll know it's because I didn't say anything against the mainstream. I am only saying that I am a fucking Inuit. And yeah, I'm 1/8 Inuit. But you wouldn't believe the mindset that's inside me from that 1/8. I love nature. I think you can speak to animals. Okay, Dr. Dolittle, for sure. So, like I said, I'm just going to keep dropping names over and over again. Brian S. Stavely. I got Martin Ledke, who's a fucking legend. Okay, like I said, he's been researching the last 600 years, showing architectural anomalies that cannot be explained. Okay, his primary proof is archaeology. Archaeology. It's archaeology standing on the fucking street in Huntsville. The architecture of the buildings, okay guys, the architecture of the buildings is fundamentally beyond what the humans are capable of. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that downtown Huntsville was built 200 years ago, brick by brick. I've been screaming brick by brick in the park because I think it has an emotional connection, and I'm all about the subconscious, and so I'm trying to penetrate the subconscious of these fucking lemmings, for lack of a better term. Who am I? I'm a fucking nobody. That's who I am. My name is Justin Snow. And I'll stand my ground. Other than that, what else do you need to know? Like I said, there's a lot going on here, and it cannot be described in a 2-hour video because there's so much information for you to take in. Imagine from 0 years old to 20 years old how much bullshit that you've been taught. Now, all that bullshit needs mostly to be erased with the exception of arithmetic, because math is truly a universal language. So with the exception of your math skills, and maybe if you retain anything about science, it has to do with hypotheses, theories, and proving shit. That's the old science. The new science is about what we tell you is true because I'm an expert. So if I come on here and I start telling you blah, 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 this is this is that, it's because I believe it, first of all. So these cats must believe it too. Right? Which explains how they can get away with this fucking lie. So there are things that I believe, and I don't expect you to believe them. I expect you to do your fucking homework. I expect you, if I say some shit, like Frederick Gates was the guy pushing the vaccines during the Spanish flu, I expect you to go on YouTube. I expect you to dig deeper than the first page. I expect you to find someone like me and you talking to other humans, one-on-one, discussing the topic. Okay? I expect you to look into it and see the signatures on the paper. I encourage you to look into history and find out that Frederick Gates, allegedly Bill Gates' father, a eugenicist, was not solely responsible, but had a Fauci-type position in the distribution of the vaccines in 1918 through 1920 during the Spanish flu, which again was a bacterial infection. 100%. Like, it is I expect you to debunk me. Go back and look. All right? Go back and look yourself. And I know it sounds like a lot of work. And it is a lot of work with the censorship the way it is now. And so for me to tell you to go look it up, I'm basically blowing smoke in your face, because it's not going to be that simple. Okay, so this is a problem as well, because let's just skip ahead. Let's skip ahead a little bit. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been abducted by the police. Okay? I mean, I've had police interactions. I've been to the drunk tank. Whatever. So I have 3 police interactions in which I was not charged. Okay? I have 3 police interactions in which I was not charged, and I have no memory of. None. It really disturbs me, because I don't know what they could have done. They could have extracted genetic material. They could have fucking raped me. I don't fucking know. Okay? I seriously, with those 3 interactions, I feel like I was raped 3 times. You can laugh that off if you want, but I'm telling you how I feel. I feel like I got raped 3 times because I have no fucking memory. They dropped me off at home like some fucking catch and release program. And I'll tell you, one of the only things that I retained was this one woman cop repeatedly, like monarch type shit, repeatedly telling me these aren't the droids you're looking for. You know what, Justin, do you promise? Like, we're going to let you go if you promise to never speak of this shit again. And so one of my memories from the first time is of this fucking blonde cop older than me. And she's saying, look, Justin, this doesn't end for good for you if you keep running your mouth. You're going to have to shut the fuck up. Okay? And they gave me something each time. I remember the one time I got hit, I was laughing because I was 6 beers under the wind. Like I was not beyond rationality, but I was beyond defending myself, especially against numbers. And so somebody slipped up behind me, put me in a reverse choke, and I swear to God, chloroformed me. Because either they chloroformed me or they stabbed me in the neck. But in the instant, I remember grabbing. I remember and that's the last thing I remember, is fucking grabbing for his wrist, bro. You go fucking crazy. That's okay. It's your opinion. You don't have any you're not a doctor. And for you to deny my memories means you're fucking, I don't know what the fuck you are, but for you to deny my memories implies that you have fucking knowledge that what I'm saying is not true. So unless you have something to prove me wrong, I suggest that you take my words at face value. So you got Rex Bear over at Leak Project. He's great. Okay, he goes in the spiritual, he goes in the fucking modern tech. He's a true fucking researcher. Rex Bear at Leak Project. So I've got these handful of dudes that I listen to and wait to see what they research, not because I'm lazy, but because they send me on rabbit holes, and then I research on myself these rabbit holes. And anyways, I fucking rabbit holed the whole Silverstein thing about September 11th. I got to the point where I realized that some big time Jewish guy, right, was trying to sell the fucking building during the time when it went down. Like, I haven't got this from Brian or anybody else. I researched this on my own. This guy, I think his name was Larry Silverstein. Fucking Jew. Not to hold that against him. So this guy was trying to sell the building to some fucking Arab motherfucker. Some Saudi prince or some shit. Okay, I don't have his name. And there was a problem with the fucking sale. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So I don't even know if the sale went through or not. I think it was in mediation. It was in the middle of being fucking sold when the insurance claim came through, if you catch my drift. So now the sale is irrelevant because the insurance claim is going to Mr. Silverstein. And the property, perhaps, was supposed to go to this fucking Saudi prince. So call me a fucking liar. Look it up. And so in one of his interviews, Silverstein says, yeah, the decision was made to pull the Building 7. And so they pulled Building 7. What do you mean, like, pulled it? Like you're fucking Wang? Right? These fucking pickle puffers, man. I got that from Brian. These guys are all a bunch of fucking pickle puffers. And that's what you got to understand. Is that, you know what? Your first instincts and your 5 senses are way more valuable than what they fucking tell you. Alright? I'm all over the place. I'm fucking all over the place. Because like I said, there is no one way to wake people up. But here's the other thing that I just learned, okay? And I've learned it in the last fucking 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever. Is that these fucking sheep, just let them sleep. Okay? If you see, I'm speaking to truthers and anybody that gives a fuck about what the fuck is going on right now. If you care, then take this advice. Give up your efforts on the sheep. Because when battle comes, we don't need sheep. And battle is coming, and Brian Brian says that they'll never come door to door. He says that they'll send some fucking census guy, like District 9, the MNU, and they'll come and they'll say, it's your turn, and you'll say, no, fuck you, get the fuck off my property. He thinks that's as far as it's going to go. He has no fucking... I like him. I like everything he's done. I like all his fucking research. It gives me fucking goosebumps to know that the Mandela effect is such a wide felt thing. And so to deny the Mandela effect is to deny the supernatural entirely. And if you believe in the globe, I feel really fucking sorry for you, because it doesn't work mathematically. The globe model does not work mathematically. You cannot create a 3D space in a simulation. Are you listening to me? You cannot create a 3D simulation that expresses how the constellations are visible 12 months of the year. That's just my thing. And the fact that all the stars rotate around Polaris makes no fucking sense in the globe theory. Like, never mind the other shit. This is a fact, guys, okay? This is a fucking fact. Okay, they're talking about curvature, this and that. Okay, I can look across in Oshawa. Just to fucking clarify and make it fucking real. I can look across the lake in Oshawa and see fucking buffalo. Now, that's supposed to be like 70 miles away. Okay, so according to the curvature of the earth, those buildings would all have to be over 5 stories high in order for me to fucking see them. Because of the curvature of the earth. When I look out across the lake with my binoculars, I should not be able to fucking see these things. But from the shore level at Lake Ontario, in Oshawa, I can look across 60, 70 miles and see buffalo shoreline. So that means that there is a laser straight line between my line of sight and 6 feet, because I'm 6'1", so about 6 feet or just under, you could put a stake and laser eyes between me and that stake and be lined up. According to the globe theory, that should be under several stories of fucking curvature. Dribbles of coffee, Mom. Dribbles of coffee. So anyways, if you can laser across a lake 100 miles, that is supposed to be under several stories of fucking curvature. So how is it possible that I can, with a laser, see buffalo across the lake from Oshawa and see the fucking shoreline? So this is where they fucking blow up. This is where they run out of fucking gas. This is where they call you a fucking retard or something. Okay? This is where they fucking glitch out and they start fucking talking shit. They start calling you names. Well, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Okay? Because the globe model is not sufficient, is no longer sufficient to alleviate my 5 senses. My 5 senses, since I was in grade 6, told me that solstice to solstice is a 180 degrees different sky. It is. from solstice to solstice, winter solstice to summer solstice, is 180 degrees of different sky. That means I will see on December 21st an entirely different sky than I will see on July 21st. But that's not what we observe. What we observe is the Big Dipper, the Big Dipper, the Big Dipper, and its one star next to it, the Polaris star, represents north. It's always represented north. It will always represent north because it is the true north, is the fucking Polaris star. Okay? So why does all the constellations slowly rotate around the Polaris star? It doesn't make any fucking sense. You are rotating around the sun. So in the winter solstice, you should have 180 degrees different sky than you have in the summer solstice. It's a fucking fact. And I'm really enraged to create a 3D model that can duplicate the bullshit that we see on the surface. Alright? It's impossible. If anybody out there has a 3D model, I don't know, I didn't drip that much. Jesus Christ, maybe I did. Don't get it, just spray it with Lysol, it'll be fine. I'm spilling coffee everywhere. Fucking asshole. Yes, I am. Summer solstice, winter solstice. 180 degrees, different stars. Hey, I love Star Trek, man. I'm a huge Trekkie. I'm all about space being real. But guess what? Everything you know about space is a fucking lie. Everything. I got a question for you guys. Do you believe they landed on the moon in 1969? Really? You think these fucking retard apes that can barely make an automobile, they just started to get good. Like 69 was a good year for cars. Don't get me wrong. So you got this technology of fucking compression and horsepower. Compression mostly, which is like a fucking animal. Just more power, more compression, more fire. So anyways, high compression got results. Okay, I seen stickers on cars fucking... turbos are for pussies. Displacement is for men. It should say displacement and compression are for men. Turbos are for pussies. Right? Yeah, turbos are for pussies. Displacement is for men. So I'm really motivated, okay? And so I want to share that fact, okay? I got a little distracted in the last 28 minutes or so, but I'm completely revitalized. I'm on fucking curfew. It's starting to get to me. Like, I gotta go home at 8 o'clock instead of preaching to the choir. You mean I can't even go out and talk to people at the bar? They didn't want me running my mouth at the bar. This is how fucking serious it is. They actually took action to get me fired twice. Physical action. Twice. To prevent me from what? I can barely afford to fucking live as it is, the way I was living. I've had to make some fucking changes because I'm on AI. And, these cops up here... Look, if you know anything about me, you know I came up here in 2010 because I got my face stomped in by the cops in the fucking city, down in Oshawa. And I left a fucking blood smear in front of Ritson Road that fucking... I haven't seen that much blood come out of another man. I haven't seen that much blood come out of another man in one spot. I've never seen anybody stabbed up in the neck or nothing like that. I never seen as much blood as I laid on that fucking floor after I got soccer kicked in the fucking head by a cop. So that's what I came up here with, was that fucking past. And again, the only thing that they ever really had on me, but they never could prove, was that I would smoke weed and drive. And man, I would go to my buddy's house, I get all fucking smoked up, I'd go to Timmy's, get a coffee, and I would start heading home. And they fucking pick me up. They'd stop me up. They'd be like, yo, what's up? I'd be like, did I break the speed limit? No, sir. I'd be like, well, then what the fuck is up? No, we just wanted to see if you're okay. Check your registration. So this happened like 27 times. And like I said, I'm no fucking Ruby Ridge, David Koresh, none of that shit. Man, if anybody listens to me and gains something positive from it, then I'll be happy. But I ain't all about no fucking making no army or no shit. I've got certain fucking fears about being a leader ever again. So I'm afraid to lose, like... I have fears about being a leader. That doesn't mean that I'm going to keep my mouth shut when I see shit fucked up. Okay? I'm 37 years old. I'm still just a big fucking kid. Don't get me wrong. So the fucking sheep, fuck them. Let them fucking sleep. You see one guy out there that looks like, you know what, that motherfucker might be able to take me. Alright, this is what I'm doing now. I'm looking at motherfuckers and I'm like, shit, if we got into a squabble, he's got this fucking intensity in his eyes. Never mind the fucking strength of the man or fucking what he looks like, muscular-wise. There's a certain fucking look in a man's eye. And it's not the 1,000-yard stare. It's different. And, it's not killing someone or jail. I could see that in a man, too. I could see jail in a man's eye. I could see fucking murder in a man's eyes. I'm talking about that spark. So now... I don't even fucking lip off at anybody unless I see that spark. Unless I think they're fucking... unless I think that this motherfucker, if I say the wrong words, will fucking square up and fucking talk to me like straight. And so, if I say the wrong words, this motherfucker gonna stand me up. That's the guy I talk to now. That's the guy I fucking razz a bit. That's the guy I fucking chirp and say, hey, listen, what are your thoughts on this? And if he's already on my page, then we're already friends, you see? We've made a fucking connection. If he's not on my side, but he's still a lion, I can see he's a fucking lion. He ain't no fucking sheep. Okay? If I can see that, then I'll fucking talk to him. I'll engage him. I'll find out. Right? Because... for one, I don't want to die, but I'm not afraid to die. I know that death is part of fucking life, and I'm going to have to face that real soon. And so will we all eventually have to face death. And I have faced it once or twice. And so maybe that gives me an advantage in the sense that I've come face to face with the end. And I wasn't ready to let go. Why would you be? I mean, as ready as I am to depart, I want it to be on my terms. And so that's a lot to ask, I know that. If you don't get any of this, then you're fucked. If you don't get it, then you don't get it. But I don't want to die, but I'm not afraid to die. Even though it's the unknown, and it is the unknown to everyone. No one can fucking tell you they know better, really, unless they've actually been through some shit, in which case then it's still an opinion. But I'm not afraid to die. I've tried my best. I've basically tried my best. I'm not perfect. I know I'm flawed. I know that I have sought pleasure over responsibility many times in separate ways, in different types of scenarios. But I've always tried to stay true to myself. And so at the time, I did the best I could. And that's how I'm going to die. And I've done the best I could, basically. And yes, I still have reservations. I wouldn't call them regrets. I would simply say that if I had tried harder in certain instances, I may have had a better outcome. This is all on me. My current financial position is on me. I'm not fucking blaming anybody, even though it is a direct attack from they, them who are not us, to keep me quiet. So because I've garnished that type of attention in my own head, I know I'm doing the right thing because I'm pissing off the right people. Do you understand that? If I was pissing off all the good people, then I would feel bad. But since mostly the evil, total fucking psychos are mad at me, then I know I'm doing what's right. That is faulty logic, I guess, but so one of my exes always says everything happens for a reason, and I have been struggling my entire fucking life since I met this broad to prove her wrong, and I cannot. Everything does happen for a reason. Whether you understand it or not is a different fucking story. Whether you accept it or not, it happened for a reason. And so you can only perceive it the way that you perceive it. So if you want to perceive it as some dark force fucking with you, then perceive it as some dark force fucking with you. Fine. But if you perceive it as you put yourself in that fucking, on that sidewalk, at that time of day, at that particular moment, and so you have to take responsibility for that. That's me. So I understand that I put myself on that sidewalk, I said the words that I said, and I was in possession of something that I was in possession of. So these things I did, I could have left that knife at home. I don't even know why the fuck I had it on me. I never really carry it on me. The only reason I carry it on me is because fucking people try to kill me. I'll tell you the truth. And so I'll deny that in court because the only reason I had it is because of my work jacket. But the truth be told, the reason why I had that weapon, even though it's just a fucking tool, is because I've had threats on my life. And I mean, more than one, more than two, more than three threats on my life based on my position on COVID has caused me this. And so I've seen how crackheads can be manipulated into attacking me. I've had crackheads manipulated into attacking me. I've had people try and drown me. One guy specifically. Other people have pushed me in, but one motherfucker would try to drown me. And you think I'm ever going to forget about that? I could pretend it. I could lie to you. I could lie to you and tell you that I forgive this motherfucker. Well, you want me to lie to you? Oh, I forgive him. Yeah. I forgive him. Y'all gonna see how much I forgive him eventually. That's another fucking podcast. And so, when I see these sheep out there, okay, they're not like me, like, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not. I suck, man. But, If you try and start a fight with me when I'm with my baby, that's a whole other Justin, man. That's a whole other Justin with a whole other fucking bunch of shit to lose. So you don't want to fucking meet that guy. Even though you do meet him every day, because I do have a kid. And you do fuck with me and try and take my life. So anyways, who's this fucking guy who tried to kill me, right? Well, it turns out, as far as I could tell, this motherfucker and his brother, well, their father is a part of this, like, fucking Polish mob. I don't know if he's fucking Ukraine, Polish, Russian, what? I don't know. But I know that he's a part of this fucking financial... I don't even know the word for it. But it's basically a fund or whatever. And so... the best way I could describe it is this. It's like a Ponzi scheme. Okay, but it's not really, it's not a scheme. It's a fucking real method to make fucking money. It's a real method. The Ponzi scheme is a real method to make money. Okay, but it takes time, and so the Ponzi scheme primarily is a fucking hoax. Like, it's bullshit. It's a fucking scam, right? But here's the thing. So, what if I told you that I knew a guy that if I could give him $1 million, he'll give me $2 million back. But he needs that $1 million. Okay? So I know a guy that if we lend him $1 million, he's going to give us back $2 million. Big deal, right? You're up $1 million. But I don't have no $1 million, but I got 200,000. I got 200,000. And so the way this works is 5 people get together with 200,000. They're like, look, I got 200,000. Okay, I got 200,000 too. Okay, well, we're going to lend this guy $1 million. And he's going to turn it into 2. You believe in him? Yeah, I believe in him. Okay, well, good, because he's our fucking brother. All right? He's a fucking Ukrainian Polak piece of shit. Whatever. And he's a gangster motherfucker, kills people. That's why I call him that slur, Polak. Right? He's a fucking Polak. And so this fucking Polak, with his fucking money, right, is a part of this fucking system. And it's a group of men. This is just one example. And so what I've found is I don't know if it's Polish or Ukraine. I'm not good with language or necessarily stereotyping physiology. But I could tell you right now, the primary actors in this fucking lodge are these Polak, Polish, fucking Ukrainian-looking motherfuckers. They're not Russian, per se. They're fucking Ukrainian or Polish, and I can't tell which, because I'm not that good with the language. And so I think these guys are the biggest players in the fucking lodge. And I know that Armstrong, Jason Armstrong, is a huge fucking... he's got to be involved with these fucking Masons. I can't prove it yet. Right? Okay? So this is why my life's on the line. Because this guy's got his name on everything. He owns every dealership in fucking town. I'm sick of it. I really am. And so you can call it jealousy or whatever, but as long as my brothers and sisters are struggling for food, and this motherfucker owns all of Huntsville, you see my problem? And this is a local problem. This is not something that you can take out into the big picture. This is a local issue where one man owns every dealership in town. I don't know how he can fucking own a Dodge and a Honda in the same fucking sentence. But this is what's happening. And so you think it's a fucking joke. Well, Jason Armstrong, or whatever, the Armstrong Empire, owns all the car dealers in town. Like, you think that's a fucking small thing. It's like having a monopoly on truth, really, except you got the monopoly on fucking horse-driven carriage. Right? And what it is this, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not even in on the paperwork, but HLD and the Muskoka Rock Company and Jason Armstrong, They're all fucking money laundering companies, okay? And so since they've got this fucking empire, the money that they're capable of laundering is big picture money. They're capable of laundering money in the, I'll say, getting close to billions. They'd be able to launder close to $1 billion a year. Between Jason Armstrong, well, fuck that. With the Muskoka Rock Company, HLD, and Jason Armstrong working together, they would be able to launder billions of dollars a year. Tax-free. And I fucking know it. I know what the fuck their games are. I know their fucking financial games and how they play. This is how they're fucking... Anyways, there's a lot of different aspects to this attack. And this attack is primarily against the slaves to make you all fucking slaves. And all you guys are what? Against me. If you see me without a mask, how does that make you feel? When you see me go into Max without a mask, how does that make you feel, bro? You mad at me? Because you're a fucking pussy. When you see me go in Max without a mask, are you mad at me? Or are you mad at yourself for being such a pussy? Who are you mad at, bro? Why are you mad? You see me going to the mask, you shake your head, you're like, holy fuck, you guys are a fucking asshole. No, that's not what you're feeling. You're feeling, oh my God, this guy's not a coward. Oh my God, this guy doesn't believe the lie. Oh my God, maybe it is a lie. Oh my God, I hate myself because I see someone with a fucking soul, and I hate myself because I've just realized I have no soul. Like, why are you mad at me for not wearing a mask? I shouldn't complain. For the record, I wear a mask to get beer at a private establishment, and the only reason I do that is out of respect for the staff who have to wear a mask every day. If it wasn't for the fact that the staff had to wear a mask, like if the staff wasn't wearing a mask, I wouldn't wear a fucking mask. But you're gonna make the staff wear a mask? I'll come in and wear my mask. And it's not because I believe in the bullshit. Is because I'm willing to suffer a small inconvenience in order to see a beautiful young lady genuinely fucking smile and ask me if it's debit or cash. And so for that interaction, I'm willing to wear a mask. I'm willing to support the fact that they're working their ass off wearing a fucking muzzle. So yes. And anybody that claims that anybody in Ontario that claims that they go everywhere without wearing a mask is a fucking liar. Because if they lived in my town, they would not get away with it. Okay, so if I want to get some wobbly pops, I gotta wear my mask. Do I feel like a piece of shit when I wear it? No, because I've accepted the consequences. I've evaluated the situation, and I comply in order to get a couple brewskis and have that fucking interaction with a beautiful young lady who doesn't deserve to be treated with fucking wearing a mask all day. But hey, if she's going to wear a mask for 8 hours, I can wear my mask for 35 seconds or 2 minutes, or God forbid they fucking make me stare at their legs for 5 minutes while I'm waiting. I am fantastic with that because I'm not wearing it for 8 hours. And so, yeah, I'll suffer temporarily to get what I want. So yeah, so I'm a collaborator as well. Have I tried to go into the canvas without wearing a mask? No. Have I tried to go into Lake of Bays without wearing a mask? Yes. I started the conversation. I told him from the very beginning it was fucking bullshit, and you mandating someone wearing a mask is both illegal and rude. Okay? Because you're not a fucking doctor. So whatever the government or the news says to you, you're still not a fucking doctor. So, you know, you're just as much of a conspiracy theorist as I am, if you want to use it that way. And I realize that this shit is fucking boring. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I really am not. Most of the videos I make are so that my son has a record of me unfortunately, I have not really done any videos that directly address him. And so, I mean, like those messages you make just before you go into battle, there will be a time when I make a message like that. I guarantee you. There will be a time where I make a message to my son, because I don't think I will ever see him again after this mission that I may or may not go on. I hope that fucking scares the fuck out of you government types. But the truth is, I'm on a mission from God, and you know, I'm not completely against self-defense, but I am completely against any type of aggression to solve this matter will result in negative ramifications. So again, any attempt at violence to rectify this situation will have negative ramifications. There is no, like, you can't kill this problem with bullets. It's not that type of problem. You need to kill this type of problem by getting inside the heads of everyone. Everyone. All 7 billion. I've got to whisper in the ear of all 7 billion people in order for them not to be afraid. I'll take the first bullet. I already told you that. I've screamed that at the park. I'll take the first bullet. All you got to do is stand the fuck behind me. I'll take the first bullet. And I'm not asking you to stand behind me. I'm asking you to stand behind yourself. Stop being a fucking coward. This is the realest shit I can spit. Like, I mean, I can have fucking 2 beers and switch to coffee and smoke a joint and fucking... This is as close as I come to fucking lucid. Okay? I'm as close to fucking lucid as you'll ever get. Right now. And what I see is a bunch of fucking fairies and a bunch of pussies. That's what I see. You want me to lie? If you don't believe in COVID, excuse me, if you don't believe in COVID, what have you done? It's 2021. This happened in 2019. Okay? Excuse the hiccups. This is what happens when I drink beer. If you don't believe in the COVID, look at me, hiccups. If you don't believe in the COVID, then what have you done to spread the word? if you don't believe in the COVID and you're at least fucking 20% of where I'm at, what the fuck have you done to make this world a better place for our children? What the fuck have you done? Hide under your desk? What have you done? If you're like me, I don't believe in COVID. I don't. So, if you're anywhere near, if you're even 10% like me, and you have doubts, what have you done to either change it or tell other people about the lie? If you don't believe, have you done either of those things? Or are you a fucking coward hiding under your desk, afraid of what the people might say? Right? That's the fucking way it is. It's very simple. There's pussies and there's fucking lions. There's lambs and there's lions. Okay? Which are you? Are you a lamb or are you a fucking lion? You look like a fucking lamb to me, bro. You look like a fucking lamb right now. I'm sorry, man. Fuck. Hey, send a unit. Send a fucking unit. And, you know what? Just to make this fucking legal issue, alright? If anybody comes here and says that I have to take an injection or go to a concentration camp, they will be met with homemade explosives. And so if that gets the cops come kicking the door, I haven't constructed any yet, but so I have nothing to fear, therefore. But like I said, with homemade products, if you come to my door and you want to fucking kill me or tell me I have to take a vaccine or get in the fucking bus, that's not going to happen. Not the way you fucking think.